Hey y'all, and welcome to the Sorry Not Sorry Generation podcast, where we bring you a not so healthy dose of humor and reality as we get our hands dirty with some serious nostalgia and question everything.
Let's dive in.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all,
It's Misty.
it's Ani.
And today we are going to do something a little interesting. It might be one of our shorter episodes, but we're going to kind of test the waters because you guys really enjoyed our Hell of a Boss series. It is, I think, consistently our top rated episodes. And so we are going to do a little pivot into the rest of the Hellaverse, and we are going to watch Hazbin Hotel. So, to start this off, we're going to watch the original pilot that first aired on YouTube in like 5 years ago or something like that.
It's only
Like,
been 5 years? I thought it was like longer than that.
yeah, I kind of did too. But it's 2019-ish, I think, is the original release date for it. I know there was like a bunch of stuff that had been leading up to it before it had come out, but for anyone who doesn't know, Hazbin Hotel is what got everything started because Hazbin Hotel, the original pilot, I believe, came first before Hell of a Boss.
Probably.
In fact, it is because I can see the dates on YouTube right now. It came a while before the Hellaverse or Hell of a Boss and expanded the Hellaverse. It was actually so popular on YouTube that it was picked up by Amazon to make into an actual official like show. The original pilot episode of Hazbin Hotel is about 30 minutes and has 113 million views.
That's
So, yeah, Vivi herself, she's the original creator of both Hazbin Hotel and Hell of a Boss, has 10 million subscribers on YouTube. So, she has a lot of stuff going on. For anybody who hasn't seen Hazbin Hotel, you can watch the actual official show. It's on Amazon Prime. This is not sponsored by Amazon Prime. We just happen to
No, we are not sponsored by Amazon Prime.
so it would be nice if Amazon Prime would like to sponsor us. We both have Amazon Prime and would be willing to talk about it. So, because let me tell you, I use mine a lot. So we're going to watch the original pilot for Hazbin Hotel, and the idea is that then later we will watch the original first episode of the Hazbin Hotel series from Amazon, and we'll do a little bit of comparing once we watch that episode as well, see the differences, because there are some differences. The animation is different. Obviously, you can tell Amazon comes with money. So the character designs are slightly different as well. I personally think they're an improvement. I do know that like when it came out, some people had a little bit of like back and forth on whether or not they liked it because these designs were the ones they were living with like for 5 years before the series came out on Amazon and all that. But I happen to really like the designs. I have seen all of Hell of a Boss, and we've both seen all of Hell of a Boss. It's set in the same world. For anybody who doesn't know, the same hell. But Hazbin Hotel, I have seen the original pilot, and I've seen the show on Amazon, but Ani has not. This might be the only things we watched that Ani has not seen.
I watched Hell of a Boss for the first time with you guys, and
True.
you, and now I'm watching Hazbin Hotel.
Yeah.
And I have to constantly tell myself that Hazbin Hotel is a different thing than Hell of a Boss because my tongue wants to say Hell of a Boss for everything.
It's fair. There's more music in Hazbin Hotel than there is Hell of a Boss. So,
Yes, I am aware that it's like a theater kid's dream.
The theater kids hellish hellish dream. Theater kids hellish dream, I guess. But
Sure, that works.
I don't recall if there's music or very much of it in the original Hazbin Hotel pilot that's on YouTube, but there's a significant amount of music on the actual show from Amazon. So,
well, Kesha's in it.
Kesha's in Hell of a Boss.
Isn't she also in Hazbin?
I don't think so. I think she's just in
Hell of a Boss.
Yeah, just in Hell of a Boss.
Ignore me.
Because she plays Gluttony. So
right.
But in fact, the music in Hell of a Boss though, that isn't her. That is somebody else singing that. I learned that. The voice acting is her, but the singing is not her because of her
I thought it was her. Oh.
So She had all kinds of things going on with her contract at the time, so but
Well,
the
I
voice
thought that
acting.
the reason she like that Vivzy made the like the finale or like the part two or whatever the ending of the season that we watched. Like I thought she created it because Kesha got out of her
I
contract,
did
and that was like
too.
the
I think maybe it was but, like, I had read later on that she couldn't do any voice work. Kesha couldn't
oh,
until, like, her contract thing was up, so they had recorded it, but they couldn't release it, but the
got
music
it.
wasn't something they could do, and I believe it's someone else singing that song. Now, people can correct me if they would like, but I did read later that it wasn't her singing that song.
Okay,
It's a
that's fair.
good song though, but, yeah, so the Hazbin Hotel does have more music. We won't really hear that, I don't believe, in this pilot. I don't remember if there's any music in this pilot, but the overall idea for the show, for anyone who hasn't heard of Hazbin Hotel, is that Charlie is the princess of hell and that she is trying to redeem sinners to get them sent to heaven because every year the angels come down to hell and exterminate a bunch of her people, the sinners.
Oh,
And she's tired of
oh,
seeing her people just continuously get exterminated and suffer. So she's trying to figure out how to redeem them, and in order to do this, she creates what is essentially a rehab hotel to try and rehabilitate these people, and she has to try and convince heaven that this is an idea and this is a good idea that they should be on board with, and, spoiler alert, they're not. And,
of course they're not.
yeah, so there's a bunch of different main characters in here, but she is the princess of hell. She's literally Lucifer's daughter. She's Lucifer's daughter with Lilith. Um, and yeah, this is I like the show for a lot of reasons. One, I just think it's funny. I love the characters. It's very like
Campy.
yeah, it's kind of like yeah, it's a bit campy, yeah. I think it's funny, a little it's, like, stupid, but in a way that you like and that it's funny.
Hmm.
It does actually deal with a lot of, like, pretty serious issues, at least, like, the full series it does, and especially with characters like Angel Dust, who's dealing with, like, a drug problem and
His name
having
is a drug.
yeah, his name is a drug, but he's not only dealing with the drug problem, but he's in like a contract, and he has to be a porn star, and he's pimped out and stuff like that, and he has to deal with all that kind of stuff. And there's like a whole bunch of stuff that's going on. It's also
That's
very
some deep shit.
yeah, and it's just like this is deep shit for a show that's 30 minutes long. Let me tell you. But like there's
Okay.
all kind of yeah, like there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes on, and this is mostly with like you see most of this in the Amazon. Um, show, but there's a lot of LGBT representation and stuff like that too. And it's like they're they're sinners, like they're
Right.
so like they do all kinds of things. Like there's a lot of murder.
They blaspheme.
There's a whole area of hell called Cannibal Town. So like yeah.
Okay.
And one of the leading characters in here, Alistair, is a serial killer cannibal. So from Louisiana.
So, okay. I was gonna say he's Dahmer, but Dahmer's not from Louisiana. He's just a cannibal serial killer.
Yeah, I think he's from the 1920s, and he was 1920s, 1940s, something like that. I think it was the 1920s. But he was a radio show host,
Oh.
and he'll tell you he has a face made for radio. So,
Uh-huh. Yep.
uh-huh,
That's usually why people go into radio.
yep. So, he is without question the most popular character in the show. Lucifer's a close second, though. But I love this series. I love Vivi's works and like just in general, which is one of the reasons we've watched them so much on the podcast. But yeah, so we're gonna give the original pilot episode a shot first, and then later in a different episode, if you guys like this, we will watch the actual Amazon series as well, and we'll kind of do that in the same style that we did with Hell of a Boss. So and anybody who's interested, we have all of Hell of a Boss season 1 episodes are out, so you can go check those out. And we have not done season 2, but we're probably not going to until she finishes season 2. So,
Yeah, I keep forgetting that she has to finish it. Because I'm like, I want to watch more. And then I'm like, wait, I can't.
Yeah, so I do watch them, like, I personally watch them as they come out, but then again, I've watched all of the Hell of a Boss episodes many times. I have, however, only watched Hazbin Hotel once, despite the fact that I have the Spotify playlist saved on my phone. I have only watched Hazbin Hotel once. I do prefer Hell of a Boss, um, just because I'm a sucker for Blitz. So
Got it.
I love
Got it.
Blitz an awful lot. But Hazbin Hotel is a really good show. And anybody who hasn't seen it should go check it out. But today we're gonna watch the pilot episode of Hazbin Hotel.
And
I
we start with the musical.
We already start with the music. It starts with kind of like this silhouette storytelling,
Life is just a goose chase, wild goose chase.
and it's kind of
Oh,
like
look at the pentagram.
yeah, and, like, it's kind of depicting the story of what's happening in hell at the moment too.
Those eyes, I recognize those eyes anywhere, and be like that. That's a busy Popeye.
It's very true.
I love the art, man.
Yeah, Vivi has great art. Her angels are terrifying looking. Like, this is such a sweet song to start off what is clearly, like, the decimation of the
All
level of pride
chasing
of hell.
rainbows. Yeah.
So the sinners are confined to the layer of hell known as pride specifically. So they can't go and live on the other one. So the imps can live anywhere, but the sinners can only live on like the first layer, and that's why they have an overpopulation problem.
Ah.
And you can see as like they go through some of the different like characters and things like that, you can compare them later with like how the art changes.
Hmm.
But really, it's such a pretty like a pretty song for the setting of hell.
It's such a like princess. Like she is a princess, but like it's like a Disney princess
Mhm.
song, and we're in hell.
So the show
Next cleanse
opens
is in
on
365 days.
the cleanse happens once a year, and literally the angels just gonna come down and slaughter pretty much anyone they come across. No holds bars. They're not allowed to like the sinners and stuff aren't allowed to fight back or anything.
Who's this?
This is Angel Dust.
This is Angel Dust.
Yep, he's a sinner who is like a spider demon. That's why he's got all the extra limbs.
Ah. Schnookums.
Schnookums.
He's cute. And he drinks angel dust.
Uh-huh. You
Well,
can
vending
literally just
machine.
buy drugs
Drugs.
from a vending machine.
My drugs.
And hell is also a war zone because other sinners who are trying to be overlords fight for power.
Of course.
And this is Sir Pentious. He is a snake demon sinner.
King Cobra. I see. I see.
And his little minions are little eggs. Aren't they cute?
Oh my god. The, egg 666. Does this mean he's a female?
No, he's a dude. His
'Cause
name is Sir Pentious.
where does he get the minion eggs?
He makes them.
Oh, he makes them. Okay.
Mm.
So like, he can't lay them.
No. I don't believe sinners in Vivi's world can have children.
Oh. Fried chicken fetuses.
Uh-huh. So Sir Pentious is waging like a war, and in his little floating flying machine of doom, a giant bomb goes through the window and explodes because he's being attacked by Cherry Bomb.
Ah. I love how she's got one boot on and the stock on the other.
Uh-huh.
It's hilarious. I love it already. 666 News.
Katie Killjoy
Katie
is
Killjoy.
a news anchor. So the Princess of Hell, who is Charlie, is going to be on the news to do an interview about her passion project, which is the Hazbin Hotel, to try and rehab sinners.
The rehab hotel.
Mhm. And the girl she's talking to, this is Maggie, or well, in the original show, I think that might be what she's called. Her actual name is Vaggie,
Vaggie.
um, and that's her girlfriend.
Ah.
Her
So
character design changes a lot between the pilot and the TV show. So does Charlie's, though.
life isn't a musical. You are way too peppy to be the Princess of Hell.
Yeah, she's very, very peppy. This is like a cheerleader. If you put a cheerleader in the goth club, that would be what was happening.
It's literally her. She's like, I keep chasing rainbows. I'm like, there are no rainbows in hell.
No, there's no sky in hell, girl. Like, I don't even think there's weather. And Becky's
Don't
trying to
sing.
convince her, like, don't sing on the news. Like, do not sing on the news. You are not going to appeal to these people.
I'd say it's a pleasure to meet you, but that would be a lie.
Katie Killjoy is living up to her name. She is definitely a killjoy. And I
Quite.
and Charlie has nothing but joy in her.
The damn good. Damn good. Jeffrey couldn't make it. Wow. For
And
his cooking show.
and let me tell you, that like, that advertisement of Jeffrey Dahmer in the background is
Holding a
probably the
pot
most
roast.
yeah, is, like, the most high quality art in this show.
It
Like,
is.
somebody went above and beyond to do that art. I don't know why, but somebody went above and beyond to do that art.
So
So
you
it's
said no one can have kids. How is she born here? Because her parents are Lilith and Lucifer?
well, her yeah, because her mom is a former human who became the very first sinner. So her mom has a I guess her mom, Lilith, has a little bit different rules, and her dad is also just, like, an angel, so it might just
Fair.
be different rules just for her. I From what I've read about the Helliverse is that sinners can't have kids, like, imps and everybody can, but, sinners can't. Oh, and you
Okay.
can see the original art for Blitz in the background. That's
Oh,
his original artwork.
damn!
Yeah, back when he didn't seem to have, like, pupils for some reason. I don't know why, but his original art, him and Moxie were originally going to be guests that would come and go out of the hotel. And just as like a comedy duo, they would just be comedic relief here and there. And Viv liked them so much, she wanted them to have like their own story and like all this stuff going on. She didn't think it was right to delegate them just to like minor side characters in this show, so she made Hell of a Boss for them. So
I love it.
yeah, so they can be seen in the background of this. Oh, there's Alistair. See Alistair for the very first time.
She's gonna sing, isn't she?
Oh, absolutely. It's Charlie. Like, she's on the news, she's failing to convince people that, like, this is a good idea. So she's going to use all of her magical abilities to basically sing Rapunzel's "I Have a Dream."
I was about to say, I have a dream.
It is
Uh,
very, like, Rapunzel's "I Have a
very
Dream," like,
Rapunzel.
aspects. It's just a little hell themed.
Instead of having a dream to see the the gleaming lanterns gleam,
Uh-huh.
she wants to
It
create this rehab
it's
hotel.
Yeah, and it's that she believes that every center has a rainbow inside of them. And did you notice there's in the background there was, Luna too, her original art is in here as well.
I've been trying to like keep an eye out for all them, but I keep missing them.
I've seen Blitz and I've seen Luna, and I'm not sure if there's anybody else in there because I think, Millie was created later. Moxie exists at this point,
Okay,
but I think, Millie was created later.
is is Charlie the only one that has pupils? Because no one else
Um,
does.
it is a little strange, like, her dad does, for sure, but they do kind of use it if their eyes are actually pretty important, like, the yellow if they're yellow or just, like, regular eyes, then, their souls are not owned by someone, but if you'll notice, if you look at Angel Dust, one of his eyes is black, and that's because he has his soul is owned under certain conditions, so he's
Ah,
only owned his soul is only owned when he's in the studio to record porn, um, or when, like, he's with, the V's. So, like, that's the only time his soul is owned, but if they have both of their eyes are black, then their soul is owned all the time.
got
And
it.
then if
And
you
what if their eyes
own
are red?
I think that means they own souls, but I'll have to look at
Okay,
Alistair to be certain. So, because I think yellow is just like a normal, red, they own souls, black, their soul is owned by somebody. So
it's like wow, that was shit. That was horrible. Like,
and in hell, like, the porn stars are pretty much just regular celebrities because it's he's Angel Dust is basically the Brad Pitt of hell. And
okay.
so, like, he's extremely popular, and every common person is going to know who he is.
Oh, well, she got kicked off the news. Now we have a turf war.
Yeah,
Oh, it's
and Angel Dust is actively involved in the turf war. Katie Killjoy is such a bitch.
Your little project is dead on arrival. Wow, that was lame.
Wow.
That's just as bad as me. How does it feel that I got your pen?
Bitch. Cherry Bomb and Angel Dust are best friends.
I thought you up and died or some shit. Yeah, sounds like how I would talk. She's a Cyclops.
Yep.
Cool. Where did he get a gun from?
Oh, he keeps them. He pretty much can just pull a gun out from behind him at any point, a
That's
la Looney
fair.
Tunes style.
Bolivian
Marching powder.
marching powder. Oh. Daddy? Son? No.
Serpentis
No.
grabs Angel Dust in chains, and then Angel Dust says, "Harder, Daddy," and Serpentis literally stops. He's like, "Son." He's very gullible. Okay, like Serpentis is very sweet and very gullible.
Look at the cute little face.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Cute.
He just grows arms too
Yeah.
because he's an arachnid. Yeah.
Yeah, he starts with 2 arms and he ends up with, like, 6, so Charlie's just fully fighting in the studio at this point. And
Charlie
ev
beating the trying to fight. What's her
and
name?
every once in a while, you catch glimpses of Charlie's, like, demonic form. Like, you see it every once in a blue moon.
Charlie versus
Katie Killjoy.
Katie Killjoy. Is that who's that?
Katie
Oh.
Killjoy, the host.
Oh, I meant like I saw the limo and I'm like, who's that? I'm like, oh.
Yeah, they went to go get Angel Dust.
She just ripped her hair out.
Uh-huh. And they're just like now Vaggie and Charlie are pretty much screaming. Well, Vaggie is screaming at Angel Dust.
Your credibility was on the line, sir? For what? Oh, people found out he's trying to go clean. But listen, if you don't try to go clean, then they'll come and wipe you out.
Yeah. He's like, I didn't make you guys look funny. I made you guys look sad.
It's not helping, Angie.
No. And like Charlie is such a spoiled little rich girl. Like,
She's
I
just
mean, her,
moping in the corner.
yeah, but like she goes around in a limo, and to get Angel Dust to like try this, they literally just pulled up to him on the side of the street and offered him a huge wad of cash to do this.
They're ugly freaks. Tell me how you really feel, Angie.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't. Angel Dust does not have a filter.
Uncool.
Maggie is not pleased, but Angel's just like, hey, does that mean I don't have a room anymore?
Why is he so blah? Why is she so cheery? I don't get it.
I have no idea.
Concierge? Haha, haha.
I think Angel's starting to realize that he kind of fucked up. And you can tell their hotel's not in like the greatest of shape either.
No, because there's just shit everywhere.
And Charlie's trying to call her mom, and her mom keeps not answering, so she leaves another voicemail message.
And the sound that connect call made sounded like dial-up.
Yeah.
Why is Lilith not answering her kid's phone?
Lilith seems to be a pretty shit parent, even in the original series. So, or the
Okay.
Amazon series.
So
So,
Lucifer's the good parent. Got it.
yeah.
Is he more involved than Lilith is?
By the time the show starts, yes, she's not very close with either of her parents. It's explained why, but and here comes Alistair.
Why do we want
The radio demon is
radio
at the
demon?
door. I don't know why
Alistair runs the radio?
Yeah. Like, he's pretty much in charge of all of radio. He's like, I saw your fiasco on the picture show.
He sounds like his voice is coming out of a radio.
Uh-huh.
Pompous, cheesy dog show shitlord. Okay.
It's just like, if I wanted to hurt somebody here, I would have done it
Done it
already.
already.
He has a microphone, it talks, and that's what he can talk into it for his, like, voice change. And
I want to help you run the hotel. Why?
he's here to help offer to run the hotel, and absolutely no way does that make any fucking sense. An overlord gets their powers by having souls in their contract and, like, in their possession. So him having more souls is beneficial to him and makes him more powerful. So redeeming souls literally is counterproductive.
It is. Unless he counts them as he gets a soul every time a soul like enters the hotel, like signs into the hotel or checks into the hotel. So like
Maybe, like,
the more they come in, he has more power. But like then they just slowly start leaving, so like it just levels everything out. I don't know. If
and
the hotel actually works, then he's just
yeah.
gathering souls.
So Charlie's like, "So do you believe in my cause?" He's like, "Absolutely not. Not at
No,
all."
he's
And
like, this
he's
is just
literally like,
entertainment for me.
"I'm bored." He's like, "I just wanna watch people try and then fail again, again, and again." I don't know why she was afraid of him in the beginning either. Technically, Charlie should be more powerful than all of them.
Since she is the princess of hell.
Mhm. Do you notice all the apple iconography everywhere?
Yes. What's with the apples?
It's the apple, the apple that created the first sin with Eve.
Ha ha. I see what you did there, Vivzy.
So, they're talking about why Alistair is so scary. And Alistair came when he arrived in hell, pretty much just killed all of the overlords that were in power at the time and took all of their souls, like, that they had under contract, and became pretty much the most powerful, like, overlord that there had ever been in hell. And he's extremely powerful. He's considered the most powerful. And then he disappeared.
And then he just showed up out of nowhere?
He disappeared for 7 years, and nobody has any idea where he went.
Or why?
Exactly.
Her dad is Lucifer. What do you mean he's pure evil?
Even Lucifer is not pure evil. Do you notice all the art, like, that's around in the background? A lot of it's of, Charlie's mom. See?
Oh,
And
that's
there's Lilith and Lucifer.
yes. How does Charlie turn? How can she turn someone away when everyone has turned her away?
And, like, that's the whole point of the hotel is to help literally everyone.
You don't take shit from other demons.
And Charlie, like, was told very well, it's like, "Don't make deals with sinners."
What was that with Alistair?
You know, just his creepy, creepy powers.
Trickster voodoo street.
And immediately he offers her a deal.
And she's like, no.
No, no. And she's like, "I am the princess, and I am the heir to the throne of hell, and I'm gonna order you to do this. No deals."
That was way too easy. She's like, I order you to help me. And he's just like,
Uh-huh.
okay. And he agreed way too quickly. And I'm sus.
Yeah. Absolutely. He also says one of the lines that I hate to hear as a person the most, and that is, I don't mind it from him because he's doing it to be creepy on purpose. But people who say you're never fully dressed without a smile. I want to
Oh.
punch these people. And he's the him saying it is the only time it's never made me just want to throw something at a wall. And he has a lot of people under contract with, like, sinners and stuff like that. And this is one of them. He has summoned her.
Oh, hello.
This is Nipty.
Okay,
She's
Nifty.
she's the maid, and she's also more than a little crazy.
That's obvious. The crazy part.
She's really crazy. And this is Husk, the bartender.
What the fuck is this?
And you can see Husk, his eyes are both black, and that's because his soul is owned.
I got it.
And
What do
Alistair's
you want?
And Alistair's eyes are red because he owns souls.
Got it.
And Husk is a cat demon with wings.
I couldn't tell if it was a cat or like a raccoon.
Yeah, he's a cat that has, like, wings for some reason.
With your charming smile.
Husk used to be one of the overlords before, Alistair came around.
Does Alistair own his soul?
Yes.
Ah, I figured.
That's why he can summon, Husk and, Nifty the way he does.
It's like Maggie's like, this is supposed to be a place that discourages sin. No bar.
And Angel Dust is like, "Shut the fuck up. We're
We're
keeping this
keeping this.
goddamn bar." Now, Charlie doesn't call it the Hazbin Hotel. She calls it the Happy Hotel, for the record.
I don't think happy's a word that exists in hell.
Yeah. It's certainly not a word that exists in Maggie's vocabulary at the moment. And now we're doing another rendition of "Yeah, I Have a Dream."
Literally. And we're in like the flapper era.
Yep. It does give like an example of how powerful he is. Because Charlie can do this too, where, as she's singing, she's summoning all these things and changing everything. But not everybody can do this. But Alistair is very, very powerful, so he can also do this. You'll notice a bunch of symbols like in the background and stuff like that. The original idea for them, I believe, is to be like voodoo symbols. And I believe when she went to do the show, she purposely made sure they were, I think she said she made sure they were nonsensical so that they weren't going to be real because she didn't want to like tread on anybody's like actual religion.
Ah. I was gonna say she probably didn't want to summon something.
Well, that too. So Serpentius likes to call himself Alistair's like mortal enemy, basically. And Alistair's just like, I don't know who you are.
I was like, who?
And to get rid of them, Alistair literally snaps his fingers and like opens a giant portal that basically Cthulhu comes out of. And pretty much just scrambles Serpentius's eggs.
And Serpentius.
Uh-huh.
Quite literally a Cthulhu.
Uh-huh. He seems to be having a good time, Alistair. And everybody's like,
Look at that
like,
face!
everybody's looking like, well, fuck.
Who wants some jambalaya? So now we're in New Orleans. All right.
Yep. Yeah, he's originally from New Orleans.
The Happy Hotel.
Yeah.
Ah, and now it's called the Hazbin Hotel. I'm guessing compliments all of Alistair?
Yes. Alistair ends up changing it so that it is the Hazbin, the Hazbin Hotel, because it was already called the Happy Hotel. And he's at the very least having some fun. Nobody else might be, but at the very least, Alistair is having fun. So
Alistair's bored. He needs to have fun in every way possible.
Yes, he does. So that is the original pilot for Hazbin Hotel. There's quite a few changes just overall from character design and like some of the overarching plot is the same. They kind of expand on this. There's more characters added and stuff like that too. But all of these characters, for the most part, that you see here are all present in the actual show. Like once they get going, like Husk is there, Angel Dust is there, Nifty is there. All of them are all present. Even Katie Killjoy is there.
Nice.
Some of them have like expanded roles and stuff like that. Cherry Bomb is also in it and stuff like that. So some of their character designs change quite a bit, but I think Baggy's is probably the one that changes the most. Like her whole outfit changes. So everybody else just gets some like touch ups and stuff like that. But I really like this show. When I first watched the pilot episode here, I purposely watched it before the TV show came out.
Okay.
Because I hadn't seen it and I knew they were making a TV show for it, and I was just like, okay, well, I'll go check it out because I want to see this first. When I watched this, Hell of a Boss was definitely still my favorite. Because this was interesting, but it didn't grab me from the beginning the way Hell of a Boss did. Hell of a Boss pretty much had me within like the first 5 minutes. I was committed.
And everyone always tells me that Hazbin is so much better, and I'm like, okay, we'll see. But I've really enjoyed Hell of a Boss.
Hell of a Boss is really good. Hell of a Boss is probably always going to be my favorite. For one thing, I encountered Hell of a Boss first. I encountered it before I encountered Hazbin Hotel. I think there are more characters that I love in Hazbin Hotel, because like in Hell of a Boss, my like my favorite character is Blitz, and, like, I like the other characters, but in Hazbin Hotel, I can say I really love multiple characters rather than necessarily just, like, 1 or 2 characters. So, but I think I enjoy the plot of Hell of a Boss more and the shenanigans that they get into a bit more. And, I mean, I literally have a cup right right beside me that has Blitz on it that says, "Sorry, I fucked your husband." So,
Uh-huh.
to be fair, downstairs, I do have a cup with Lucifer on it as well that says, "Take that, depression." So, because Lucifer in this universe has depression, and he likes rubber ducks, and that's his thing, is rubber ducks. So, but, I think I think plot wise and like overall storytelling wise, I can really understand why Hazbin Hotel is a lot of people's favorite, because where Hell of a Boss has like a lot of episodes that kind of come together in a loose overarching plot, Hazbin Hotel is much more plot driven. Like it is
Got it.
focused on a central plot. It is not like the random shenanigans of these people that have like loosely connected stories. This one, which is what Hell of a Boss is, Hazbin Hotel definitely has like an actual start to finish plot that is clearly moving forward towards something.
Okay.
Um, so I can definitely see why Hazbin Hotel is a lot of people's favorites, and the music in it is absolutely fantastic. Like it's very very good. I don't think there's anyone in either show that I could say that I dislike either, but I think I'll always probably just lean towards Hell of a Boss just a little.
It's fair.
Yeah.
I will always love Stolas.
Yes. Stolas is amazing. I love Stolas. I love his music too. Like he has great songs. He has fantastic songs.
Just Stolas. He's
Yeah,
so.
just Stolas in general is fantastic.
That's one of my hear me outs. Stolas.
As Stolas should be. Like he should be on everyone's list. Lucifer should be on mine. I do say I don't just to get into the weeds just a little bit. There's a lot of ships in Hazbin Hotel. There's not like a lot of diversity in the ships in Hell of a Boss.
Okay.
They're pretty set overall. Hazbin Hotel had ships, and a lot of them they were very passionate about it. When this was the only episode for like 4 years, it had fan fiction when this was the only fucking episode. It had ships, it had ideas, like all of that. When this was the only episode for like 4 years. Um, so
I
it had
mean, just from what little I've seen, I would ship Alistair and Angie.
Alistair and Angel
Angel
Dust?
Dust.
Angel Dust, yeah. That and see, that's what everybody pretty much gravitated towards when this like first started. However, it is no longer the dominant ship in this. It's not even Angel's dominant ship or Alistair's. Alistair's dominant ship in the fandom is Lucifer, and
Oh.
it's that's my favorite. I think that one's fantastic. The other one is Vox, who you'll see later as well. He's the TV demon.
Okay.
And Angel Dust, his main ship is actually Husk, and they have a lovely song together. Like they have this whole like there's like this whole plot to the side for them, and it's I really like that one because I think that's actually they're very good for each other. And if we watch the actual like the full series, I think you'll see that too. Um, I but Angel Dust and Alistair was the dominating ship for this franchise for 4 years. And then the show came out, everything got turned on its head. So,
4 years.
yeah, for 4 years. I also think when we watch the actual show, you're either going to love or you're going to despise Adam, and I'm really curious to see what you think of Adam.
Adam as an Adam and Eve Adam?
Yeah, Adam is an
Oh
Adam and
boy.
Eve Adam. Yeah, we see him very early
Okay.
on, and I think you're either gonna love him or hate him. And I absolutely fucking hated him the first time, and then like as I listened to the music more, I'm like, God damn it, why do I like this piece of shit?
Okay.
So I'm really curious to see what you'll think about Adam and Lucifer too. I'm very curious to see what you'll think of Lucifer. I love Lucifer. He's my favorite. He still has like the wings and all that stuff, so I think he's
Oh.
fantastic. So, but he and Alistair switch places frequently of who's my favorite. Um,
Okay.
I think I'm more invested in the ships in Hazbin Hotel than I am with Hell of a Boss, just because, for me, the Hell of a Boss ones are, like, set. Like, that's like, it's
Okay.
canon. Like, Blitz and Stolas are my favorite ship in Hazbin Hotel or, Hell of a Boss, and it's canon. Like, they're a thing. So, there's not really a lot of canon ones in, Hazbin Hotel as of season 1. Season 2 is I believe they said they finished filming it, or, like, recording everything for it, and they're just
Okay.
working on it, so that should come out hopefully soon. I don't know when it's supposed to come out, but I'm looking forward to it. Um, but yeah, the pilot was literally so popular on YouTube that Amazon was like, "Okay, let's fucking go."
Like, okay, we heard you.
Yeah, and when it first came out, it dominated, like, all of the charts on Amazon for the number 1 show, like, the number 1 anything, and it dominated for a while. And because they didn't I don't believe they released all the episodes at once. I believe they released them in sets, and, it continuously dominated the whole time it was doing that. It was very, 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 very popular, and the music was charting really well too. So on Spotify
Spotify.
and stuff like that,
Mhm.
yeah. So and on Amazon Music and all that too. So I think Amazon was probably a little surprised at how well it did, and they're just like, "Oh, okay, season 2."
It's like,
Season
"Oh,
2.
wow, it's doing very well. Let's
Yeah.
go."
Yeah, at one point, they weren't just the number 1, like, animated show on Amazon, they were the number 1 piece of
Show.
media on
Oh,
Amazon. They were topping they were just the number 1 thing on Amazon for a while.
damn.
So, it was very popular and people were very behind it, and, there was very little, like, negativity on the because you know how, like, some people especially people who've been invested in a fandom for, like, 4 years before you
Yeah,
get more
if something
content.
new comes along, they'll be like, "I don't like it."
Yeah, and, like, the changes in, like, the character designs and stuff like that. Most people had pretty positive things to say, like, overall, I think the character designs were an improvement, like, what they did with them, because 'cause they're a little I don't mind their character designs here, but I think they're cleaner looking in the
Fair.
actual show, like, they look a little more put together and a little cleaner, and I believe that was, that I remember watching an interview with Vivi, and that was one of the main comments she got. She's like, "Well, who's drawing these that changed their designs?" And like, "No, no, 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 no." And she's like, "It was me." She's like,
It was me.
it's still me." She's like, "I'm still drawing all of it, every character." She's like, "It's all me." Like, you guys, like, because she said in an interview, it's just like they change because it's been years and my art style
It
changes and like it
changes, yeah.
evolves and it improves. And
Like, it's
she's like,
not just some exec or whatever from
yeah,
Amazon going, "Fuck that style, we're doing it this way."
yeah, because she was careful about it when she decided to do this, is that she didn't want them to have, like, all of this creative control. She wanted
Uh-huh.
creative control over her own show, and she has it. So, like, everything that happens with it, it's hers. Like, she's making these decisions for everything too. So, she's writing these scripts, she's drawing these characters, like, it all comes from her. So, in fact, Alistair is a design she's had since she was, in high school. She's had
Oh,
that since
wow.
she was a teenager. And, so she's just been, like, slowly changing and improving him over time, so and she's like, "He's gonna continue to change." She's like, "As I change." It's like, "That's how it works." And, but she said, yeah, no, they're all her designs, even though the characters changed and everything like that, that wasn't something Amazon did, that was all Vivi. So, so people can't really be mad at her for it, so especially
No.
because I think it's overall, it's an improvement, and it just looking at the characters, they look a little jumbled almost, like it's a little chaotic, and with the Amazon one, it's much more cleaned up. You can tell like there's better definition between the different parts of the character. So because like when you look
Okay.
at Alistair here, it's kind of hard to tell he has antlers. And like you almost don't notice he has antlers because like they're so dark and they're not really offset from what he's from everything else about him and like all that. But it's his whole character is a lot more cleaned up. So um
Alright, well, let's watch the new one.
yeah, we'll definitely have to take a look at the rest of the Hazbin Hotel. I also keep wanting to call it Hell of a Boss. I
Mm,
have to keep looking in the
mhm.
corner where where my YouTube tab is open. It says Hazbin Hotel, and it's just like say the correct one. It's all in the same universe. Hell of a Boss does take place in the same universe as Hazbin Hotel. I believe they take place on the same plane, like the same level of hell as well. I believe
Oh, really? The same,
um, they're both in Pride, the Ring of Pride,
Oh,
because
okay.
that's Lucifer's level. And the extermination, I believe, only takes place on this layer of hell because this is where the sinners are. Um,
Got
I'm not
it.
100% certain if this is true lore for the series, or if this is just something like somebody thought of when they were reading about the lore and talking about the lore. But that the angels are only allowed to kill the sinners. They're not allowed to kill the imps and stuff like that, just the sinners. And I'm not
Just the
100%
sinners.
certain that's true. But the sinners are
Because they kill
confined just to
indiscriminately?
this layer of hell. So, which is interesting. I think it would kind of suck actually just to be confined to the one. Like no matter how big it is, the city of Pride, if it contains all of the souls that were sent to hell, must just be fucking massive. But I can't imagine not being able to go to the other layers. Like that would suck. So
Like you're just stuck to
it's
that one. Like,
interesting.
no.
Oh, and in this world, Satan and Lucifer are two different people.
Okay. That's not uncommon
Are
to
you
hear,
muted?
because
I can't hear you all of a sudden.
no. Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello.
Okay, that was weird.
That was weird, but I'm not really surprised.
I
Not with
know.
Podcastle.
Um, Hearing that Satan and Lucifer are two different beings is not uncommon for me.
Mm-hmm.
Just because one of the series that I read, the more the world expands, like she's talking about in that series, we have a Lucifer and we
Mm-hmm.
have a Satan.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we have two different beings and they are not the same.
I believe it's original mythology that they're two different people. I'm not 100% certain on that, but I believe it's like they're mentioned separately in the Bible as two different people, if I remember correctly, in the Old Testament. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, I
Um,
don't fucking know.
I it's been many decades since I've been to Sunday school. Thank you.
Same. And all I can tell you that I remember from religion class and Sunday school is me drawing flowers all over the Bible with pink and yellow highlighter. On the pages, on the sides, like
In the margins and all that.
the margins, but like when you close the book and you have like the colored edges like of the
Oh yeah,
pages.
yeah.
I would draw them there too. I'm just like, yep,
Mm-hmm.
I'm bored.
That's fair.
Don't give a shit.
That's fair. They were never interesting. Like never interesting, and it's just
I'm
like
10. Why the fuck do I want to learn about fucking all these different saints? Or like
mm.
I don't care.
On that note, thank you guys so much for joining us for the pilot episode of Hazbin Hotel. If you guys really enjoyed this, we will go and watch the Hazbin Hotel Amazon series, do some comparing, and go from there. We haven't done a series in a little while. We've
This
been
will
doing a lot
probably
of
be the one we pick up on.
yeah, so we've been doing like a lot of movies and stuff like that too. We're trying to avoid shows that have like a lot of episodes because like
Because they get old. I mean, yes, if they're
yeah,
popular, people will want to listen. But like, if they're short, like Hell of a Boston has been, it's fine.
yeah,
Because then we can knock out like two per
yeah.
podcast
And like
episode.
when we were doing like Vox Machina and stuff like that, that got to be a lot of episodes, not just for us to watch, but like for the podcast and all that. So, and like we kept wanting to
And they're
finish it.
long.
Yeah. And like we kept wanting to finish it and all this, and it had a lot of episodes to it and things like that. So I think Hazbin Hotel only has 12. Is that right? I'm not
And we
really
can
sure.
knock out like 2 or 3 per episode.
Yeah. So it's a lot easier to do these shorter ones where it's not like 12 to 24 episodes because then that is just so many episodes for the podcast and for you guys, and we don't like leaving them like unfinished for so long. Like it took us quite a while to finish Vox Machina the first season because we had so much else going on, and then as we get into the holidays and stuff like that, it's hard to make room for these kinds of episodes and things. So if you guys like this episode, we will explore doing more Has Been Hotel episodes. We do have holidays coming up, so like December is coming up, so that will probably be a lot of themed episodes just for the month of December, and then maybe as the either later this month, depending on how our recording schedule goes, because we haven't finalized it yet, Or in January, we will pick up Hazbin Hotel, the Amazon series. So let us know what you guys think. Reach out to us on social media at the Sorry Not Sorry Generation on Instagram or on our website, the Sorry Not Sorry Generation. And let us know if you're interested in us doing some more of this, or if you have any ideas of what else you'd like to see from us, whether it's review content, movies, games, the whole 9 yards. Just let us know. So, and thank you guys so much for listening. We will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
As we go back to hell.
As we go back to hell.
Tune in next week for more fuckery because we have some serious questions and concerns.